Hey YouTube, this is our 1968 Ford Falcon Futura Sports Coupe. Something that we finished building last year. It's about a 6-year build till this year. About 5 years total to put the car together, and learned a lot of things along this project, and most of the lessons were hard, but all good. I enjoyed every bit of it. So just wanted to do a walk around the car. It's springtime, so we're getting things out, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to show you guys what we did and kind of some of the things that worked well and some things that didn't work so well. So we'll start with the under chassis of the car. This is my shop. So originally the car was a 289 car, 8-inch rear, and came with disc brakes. These cars never had dual exhausts, obviously, and I like the way the downturn tailpipes look on this car. I think it's a really nice fit. The 8-inch rear now is a Posi 411 gear. I fabricated the exhaust. Nobody makes a dual exhaust for this car, so I kind of got a Mustang kit and that with a muscle car kit from Summit Racing, and pieced it together and used my wire feed to weld it up. And you know, with a TIG welder, I think you could do a nicer job, but overall it came out well and it works well. I went with a Caltrax rear suspension. It's a monolith. Great setup. The car goes straight, hooks up really well. One thing I learned about this project is the geometry of the drivetrain. It's a very long drive shaft. Get a better view here. That drive shaft, I had a steel drive shaft made, and it's part of the learning curve, the painful learning curve. So if I can spare you that, that's definitely worth it. The 3-inch aluminum with the 411 gear, the speed at which that drive shaft's turning out of steel, it just gets unstable. With the aluminum, heavy-duty aluminum, it works so much better. I mean, it basically cured my vibration. The driveline angles were perfect. They were textbook, and I still had a harmonic vibration. It was driving me nuts, and finally, go figure, did some research, and yeah, I needed a different drive shaft. So replaced it instantly, was better. I welded in subframe connectors. These are the Kreitz subframe connectors. Great fit, very rugged. Made some subtle modifications. This car doesn't have a lot of, if you know this car, there's not much steel here. So basically made some additional development points for this rear connection and kind of tabbed it in where I could. Grafted it all the way on the floor support, all the way through, and it's rugged. One thing that I could have done better, this was an afterthought, obviously, because it's not painted, so the same color. The support for the transmission with that much torque, in hindsight, I should have brought that all the way through. It was an afterthought, so I developed those into the subframe connectors. It works well. This car makes a lot of power. This is a Kreitz cross member, fabricated for, I think it's a big block and a C6, which the geometry on that is perfect as far as the location for the TKO 600 on a small block Windsor to bolt in. However, you will need to shim it. I can't remember my total. I think it's like 1 1/4 inch, 1 3/8 shim stock to get the driveline angles correct. If you didn't put that in there, you'd end up with about 6 degrees driveline angle, which is way too much. So that gets you correct. You'll be just under 3 degrees, which is perfect. You know, just like 2.8, something like that. Let's see, other things. The power steering setup on this is stock Ford. It's all new, refurbished, but I didn't know about the Borgenson setup, and maybe it wasn't available at that time when I started this project. I found out about it later. I would have done that definitely. This has got some fitment issues for me. It's okay, but definitely would have preferred the other had I known. So another thing on these, this is not removable, this cross member. On the Falcon and Trino, well, I know for Falcon for sure it's not removable. So what I did here is I boxed it for strength with some 1/8 inch, just better than what was there, which was super thin. And definitely helps. And you'll see the other side of this when I open up the engine compartment, what I did above. So this is kind of an overview of the exhaust. It looks rough, but it actually works really well. In the back, somebody I work with had a drive shaft loop they weren't using, so I just welded these, and this is to create a little more room. This is something probably from Summit, and left the bottom removable off so you can get it out. The front drive shaft loop I fabricated out of a piece of steel pipe and just made it so it could be split connection and removable. I don't think there's anything else unusual down here, but like I said, those are the stock discs that came with the car. I'll lower the car down and do a walk around and start it up. So let me put you guys on pause here. And this is a 390 I'm building for a Mustang 68 fastback. Someday I'll get that done. So, okay.